Hey there, I'm Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a great end to your year and you are raring to go in January, raring to read, just as I am. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Past and Future Readathon, which is a readathon that I'm going to be taking part in January. It was created by Emily from Novell Novels, and there are a bunch of other co-hosts, which I'll leave in the description below. Now, the theme of this readathon is that there are prompts that are like from the past and prompts that are for like more recent future stuff, and then there are a couple of prompts that are for either past or future, and you just sort of allocate books to it. And I really like this readathon because it sort of helps me to read like older things on my TBR as well as the new things, because sometimes I can get bogged down in either of those sides and neglect the other side. So that's really fun. And while I am doing that for this TBR, I do have to say that I had set myself an additional challenge for January, and I think you'll get what it is when I start talking to you about the books. Now, I am planning to do all 3 prompts for the old prompts, all 3 prompts for the new prompts, and both either prompts. So I've got some books to read, and when I talk about the prompts, I'm not going to say them in the order that they are written it down in, because a lot of them are like series that follow on from each other, so you'll see. You'll see. Oh, you'll see. So let's first start off with one of the old prompts, and that is to read the oldest book on your TBR. Now, I don't actually know what the oldest book on my entire TBR is, but I know that this one has been on there for years. Like, we're talking 14 years-ish. And that's Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. Yes, 2 for £3 from the works back in the day. This book is actually on my 24 to read in 2024 list, and I have just had this book sitting on my shelves for ages, and I was like, it's about time that I actually read it. The only thing that I know about this plot is that it's like a fallen angel thing, probably a YA romance. Don't know anything else apart from that. I'm expecting it to be very 3 stars, but you know when something sits on your shelves for so long that you're like, I really need to read that, or just get rid of it, and you know, I want to give it a chance before I do it, because it seems like a lot of people have read Hush Hush, and I just don't know, so that's why this one's on my TBR. Now we're going to jump to the new prompts, because I'm going to get all the ones that are like standalone books out of the way first, and then I'll talk to you about the series that I'm going to be reading. So one of the prompts for the future category is to read a recent edition, and 2 days ago I purchased Flying Witch Volume 11, which is a very cute manga series that I've been working my way through. This is the latest volume that is out, and I read the first 10 volumes last year, really enjoyed them. It's like a slice of life witchy book about this teenage witch who has to move away from home. She moves in with her cousins in a completely new town, and there's just like very cute shenanigans. I just really enjoy cute manga sometimes. I think it's really weird because my taste in manga is either like really gross, grim, horrible horror stuff, or like cute. Let's play with cats. That's my manga taste, so yeah, that's kind of what this one's about. I wanted to get all up to date with this series, so that's why I'm going to be reading volume 11. So the next future reading prompt is to read a book that is for a reading goal. So for this one I picked the book that I'm going to be using for the Buzzword Readathon word of January, which is there, or there, and that I'm going to be reading There Is No Anti-Memetics Division by Quantum. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. It's literally spelled QNTM, and I'm just going to say Quantum because QNTM is just like, makes me feel like I'm talking about America's Next Top Model, except like Quebec's Next Top Model? Probably not. So this is a weird sci-fi kind of SCP backroom sort of thing. I don't know how to explain this one because I read the back and it's just really hard to explain without reading the whole thing. I think it's about ideas that get out of control and then like you don't really remember them or like know how they came into existence, and then I just really don't know. I'm really poorly explaining this, and I feel like I'll have a better grasp of it once I've actually read it and know what the hell is going on, because it's just confusing. And also I'm kind of intrigued by this one. I really like backrooms, SCP kind of stuff, and it just seems good to me, so I'm excited for this one. Okay, so the rest of the prompts are taken up by some particular series that I'm planning to read in January because I have to avoid spoilers. I mean, I don't have to read one of these series, but I want to, so I'm going to, and you know, I create my own problems here, and I just don't ever feel sorry for me. I put myself in this position, and I need to get over it. So let's go back to the old prompts, and we'll talk about the prompt, read an old favourite, or do a reread. So for that one I'm going to be reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Bet you can tell where this is going. Yeah, I just want to reread this series. It's been a while. Everyone and their mother knows about the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, so I won't go into too much detail to bore you. Anyway, let's talk about the next prompt. So then we go to the last prompt for the future prompt, and that was to pick a book using a colour wheel, and for that one, the colour I got was teal. Now bear with me here, because I am kind of cheating, but also not cheating, and also colour is kind of subjective, so... Court of Mist and Fury, but not this cover. Like, you know the new covers, the really ugly ones that I absolutely detest? There's teal on that, right? I don't know, because I haven't actually got a copy of it in person, but I would say that that cover looks teal to me. But then, I don't know, because I think some people have said it's like green, and some people have said it's like blue, and I'm like, it's teal, okay? And for the purposes of this video, it's teal. Okay? Right, okay, so, can we just peel that back a second? Because I would edit it out, but actually I'm not gonna, because sometimes teal happens and you just don't realise because you're too focused on how to try and work around stuff. So sometimes teal happens and it's right there, and that's definitely teal. So we'll switch that out. For that prompt I'm going to be reading A Court of Wings of Ruin, and the prompt I was going to read that one for was the either prompt, which is to continue a series, so that's when I'll read A Court of Mist and Fury. Wow, I'm so prepared, could you not tell? I'm so prepared. Now that is all of the ACOTAR books that I'm planning to read during this readathon, or that I could sort of allocate to these prompts, because there are two other books that I really need to get to that aren't in the ACOTAR series. The first of which covers the prompt Book Buddy, and this is like a book that is suggested to you by a friend. This book was suggested to me by many people, but if you want to see a visual representation of it, then go and check out the video that I made with Abby from Abby Lucy the Book Lover, Jenna from Just a Little Bit Random, and Kat from Stars and Embers, where they were in my house. I'll link it in the description below. They all told me to read this book. So, it's Crescent City time. Yeah, look how huge it is, I'm not scared. I'm actually terrified, I'm not gonna lie, it's huge, I've like been putting it off because I know that it's just gonna like, grab me and just like pull me in, and like, you know, sadness. So I have to read this series before the next book comes out though, because I will get spoiled, because I am on that side of TikTok and I know that I'll get spoiled because people have no chill. People need to just relax a little bit, but they don't, so ugh. Anyway, yeah, House of Earth and Blood is the book that I'm going to be reading that it was suggested by people. And then if you hadn't guessed by now, the last book for the old prompt that I'm going to be reading, which is their bucket list book, I'm kind of twisting that prompt a little bit. It's Crescent City too, you know, House of Sky and Breath, because it kind of is a bucket list book. I have been just putting off this series for so long, and I feel like it is one that I need to read. I have to read this book, so I'm excited for it. I actually don't know what the Crescent City books are about, so I'm going to be going into those totally blind. Please, no one spoil them for me, so I am excited. There's a lot of books to read. There's a lot of big books there. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting month. So if you made it this far into the video, please leave me the stack of books emoji, because it's a giant stack of books that I have to read. And if you like that video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!